We're reaching the point now where more and more people are starting to realize, remember who and what they are. And as they do so, as you expand your self-identity from I'm Ethel on the checkout to I am all that is, has been, never could be, having a brief experience called human, as that expansion of self-identity happens, so that expansion of frequency happens.
I can feel it getting stronger. The signs are all there. It's written in the stars. It's printed in the sand. It's a whisper getting louder, a whisper in the wind. It's time to be free. It's time to be free. From the east to the west, from the south to the north, there's a beautiful awakening. It's time to be free. Hey, Inspired Tribe, my fellow freedom lovers, John Nolan here. Thank you so much for tuning in. It is Tuesday, September 17th, 2024. We're healthy, we're wealthy, we're whole, we're free. That's the mantra of the Inspired live stream. Thank you for joining us on X, Rumble, and YouTube in the live chat. Oh my God, I see all of our dear friends. Ronnie, thank you so much, our amazing moderator. You're doing a fantastic job. So good to have you on the team. Rob is here, Jim is here, Cowgirl in Arizona, and all you beautiful people. Thank you so much for joining us. Charlotte, and of course, Christine, the wise thumbs in the wise chat, in the live chat. My friends, here's what's certain. The next 15 days in the world are going to be quite crazy, okay? So we're, from expanded war zones to expanded economic changes, crazy announcements from the campaign trail and possible shock events. Now that is almost a given. So for the next 15 days, what we could do is stay in a reactive state and simply observe and react and observe and react. What I'm going to invite you to and want to invite you to is to proactively choose the next 15 days and potentially beyond to start something big, to start something beautiful, to start a change unlike any change before. And here's the best part, to do it in a very, very simple way. Christine and I, for the last few decades, have studied what actually creates change. And when you do that, you start out in the world, you start with everything that's happening, but where it leads you is to yourself, who you are and what you are. So this is the buried lead here. I'm going to invite you to a 15-day challenge. The beautiful thing is it's going to be completely self-directed. So at your own time, pace, and discretion. It's going to cost you absolutely nothing except invested time. And it might unleash potential inside of you that you have not been in touch with. These are things that I'm going to suggest to you today that Christina and I have been doing for many years, that we have shared with others, that others have been doing, and without fail and without an exception, everyone has seen results from it. And this is what has been always our aim. Listen, we can talk about theory, we can talk about philosophy and all those things. If they're not practical, if we can't apply them to our lives, if we can't make things work for us, then all of it is in vain. And I don't care if you're currently sitting in a mansion, if you're currently in your car. I don't care what your current state is. I can promise you, if you follow through, you will see the benefits and the results. Now I think that sounds pretty good. And this is the result of decades of trial, error, and narrowing it down to things that work. Now, here's the most important part. The reason why we're going to see the events in the world unfold for a foreseeable future in the way that they do is actually not just actions that people take. It is the dominant level of consciousness that determines what is unfolding around us. But here's the thing. It's the level of consciousness that we are at that determines how our lives unfold. And there's a common misconception. The common misconception is that only action changes things. Action is incredibly important. In this realm that we're in, action is inevitable. Actually, it's a lot of fun in this realm. But the other part is, and like I've been saying, is who are we honestly, not who we pretend to be, but who are we really at our deepest core while we are taking that action? And today, I'm going to give you a few simple steps that you can do every single day for the next 15 days and hopefully longer to increase your own level of consciousness and hence raise the level of who you are. And that's going to change a whole lot in your life. So without further ado, let's dive into it. Let's go into the practical steps. So let's quickly, remind ourselves of what that actually is, levels of consciousness. And there's a guy, David Hawkins, one of the most prominent consciousness researchers in recent history. He's passed away since, but he left a lot of great work behind. And consciousness, David Hawkins described different levels of consciousness on a scale from 0 to 1,000. That's what he created, this Hawkins Map of Consciousness, where each level corresponds to a state of being, perception, and emotional experience. We're just going to repeat this quickly because most of you have heard this before, but I think it's important. The levels range from lower destructive states like shame and guilt, through neutral states like courage, to higher expansive states like love, joy, and peace. The highest level is enlightenment, that's 700 to 1,000 on the Hawkins map, representing non-dual awareness and unity with life. Each level reflects how individuals experience and interact with the world from fear-based to love-based consciousness. Okay, so here's the thing. This is the Hawkins Map of Consciousness. And we have used this for many years in our work. As you can see, the lower ones, and this is where all of the world and what is happening in the world, where the news media, where politics, where everyone wants to keep us, is somewhere between shame and pride, right? Shame and pride. And if you look at the word pride and how it's being misused in certain months of the year and cultural expressions, but when we are between shame and pride, the truth is that we operate on reactionary consciousness levels. What does that mean? It means that we truly do not consciously create our experience, and we don't really consciously break the patterns and the programs that we're bombarded with. This is just reactionary. What happens when we reach courage? That's where the good stuff begins to happen. When we reach courage, and courage is an important word because it's what's required to break patterns. It's what's required to break habits. It's what's required to try something new. It doesn't matter whether that's a new habit that you want to do, whether that's, stop drinking alcohol, or whether that's eating better, or whether that's focusing more consciously on the things that matter to you. Courage is required. And then we reach neutrality. And everything above this level is where it gets better and better and better, where you become a conscious creator. But here's the key issue. Most people look at this map and then they say, oh my God, I spend quite a lot of time with anger or fear or even guilt. And by the way, no judgment. This is not about judgment. Don't judge yourself. I'm not judging you. We're human. We're having a human experience. This is what this world programs us to experience. What I'm saying, we can step beyond the program. Okay. So when you are in those low states, your creativity is blocked, your co-creation abilities are blocked, and you are not a conscious co-creator. And everything keeps us there. But once you reach this threshold of neutrality, you go into creator mode. It's when this higher level of consciousness, as David Icke will put it so beautifully in our interview in our upcoming that will air soon, it overrides the program. But most people, when they see this map, they want to jump from fear to joy. They want to jump from shame to enlightenment. That's not how it works. And this is why so many people get frustrated. They say, hey, I want to do a quick meditation and jump from here to there. That's not how it works. This is gradual, right? Gradual. You're raising your levels gradually. And why is this so good? Because then you can actually integrate the changes. You can walk with them. So you have an experience and your level of consciousness rises. Now you do your day, you do what you do, you walk about life, and you can integrate it. You can actually see how you maybe react differently to a difficult situation, or you having a different conversation that you've never had before. And so the journey is incredibly important. So over the next 15 days, I invite you to do this higher consciousness challenge, and I'm going to give you a way to measure it, okay? Because most of us haven't gone through the school of kinesiology, which is how levels of consciousness can easily be tested. So I'm going to give you another way to test it, okay? This is going to be super fun and easy, by the way. So let's look at this here. 15-day higher consciousness challenge. And this is super simple. Anyone can do this. First thing in the morning, find a quiet and peaceful spot where you will be undisturbed for at least 20 minutes. Okay, so this requires some willpower. I would encourage you to get up 20 minutes earlier than you usually would before you have to take care of a million things, and give yourself at least 20 minutes of me time, you time. If you can do 30, perfect, but at least 20. No distractions, no coffee yet, nothing else, just that. And then I want you to grab a notebook or a piece of paper will do, right? Like I said, you don't need to buy anything. There's no subscription. There's nothing here. This is with everything that you already have. On a piece of paper or in your notebook, write down your biggest desire, vision, dream, goal, or intention currently. This is how we're going to measure this, okay? And listen, it doesn't have to be realistic. It doesn't have to make sense to anyone but you. I want you to truly listen to what's in your heart, a purpose, vision, or dream that's been there maybe for a long time. Write it out. Write it out what it is clearly. Okay. Then I want you to place either your notebook or your piece of paper right in front of you, right? So if you've written down your vision or your dream, have it right in front of you so you're facing it, okay? The next step, super simple. Do the free breathwork exercise with Wim Hof on YouTube. We put the link in the video description in the pinned comment. Free to do. It's about an 8-9 minute breathwork exercise. It's incredible. This is what I would encourage everyone to do every single day. But this breathwork exercise puts you already in a higher state of consciousness, in an elevated state of being, and you will feel incredible because of the proper breathing. Now, after the exercise ends, I don't want you to jump up. I encourage you to stay and bask in the feeling that you will experience, because you will experience an incredible feeling. Listen, I don't care if you are a professional meditator or breath worker, this will still work. You can do it more advanced, but this will still absolutely work. And while you're in that state, your body will have the oxygen. You will have fired up all the neural pathways in your brain. All of a sudden, you will be open. Give yourself permission to stay open and receptive, because in this state, you are connected to higher consciousness, and your own level of consciousness is closer to that level of consciousness, so you can hear it more clearly. Now, you might have thoughts and ideas that come through. I want you to, when they come through clearly, to write them down. Don't judge them. Don't change them. Write them down as they come through. Usually, these thoughts and ideas will somehow be connected to your vision, your dream, your purpose, whatever you truly want right now in your life, what you want to change or experience. Write that down. Then commit to taking one small action step in the direction of your dream, your vision, or your goal. Okay, this is highly important. The way that this construct here responds is when we start moving with energy and tension in the direction of our dreams and visions. Now we've had this beautiful experience of the morning. We have the energy. We may have received some inspiration and ideas. Now it's time to take one small action step per day. Remember, do what you can with what you have where you are. That's all that I'm encouraging you to do. Don't worry about what you can't do, what you currently don't have the money for. Don't worry about any of that. But you can surely take one small step in the direction. And what that step is will absolutely come to you. Trust it and take it. If you feel inspired to take 2 steps that day, by all means, take 2 steps. But keep it simple. Keep it simple. Make sure that you move into the direction of your vision, dream, or purpose with one small step every day. Trust me, the field will start responding. It always does. Repeat this practice every morning for 15 days and keep going afterwards for consistency. So people are having extraordinary result when they do this thing for 15 days or sometimes 30 days. They're already having extraordinary results, measurable results. But here's the thing. I have found in my life, in our lives, that nothing beats consistency. Now, after 2 months, you can change the breath work, get more advanced. You can modify it to your preferences, but keep going. Consistency is key, and don't outsmart yourself. If something works, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. When we consistently put ourselves in a higher state of being, which breath work does, which is also, by the way, you want to know the truth. Breath work is meditation, and meditation is breath work. They're intrinsically connected. Of course, the practices can expand and expand and expand. But here's the thing. I don't want you to look at this from a religious angle, or I don't want you to think about all the rules and all the crap. No, keep it very simple. Keep it very, very simple. And if you keep showing up, you will find that things get better and better and better. So what is it that you can measure after these 15 days or through these 15 days? It will be the quality of your thoughts and ideas and how you think about them that will begin to change. There will be, if you show up for this practice every day, there will be more ease around it. There will be more joy around it. And if you keep going, all those limiting thoughts of that's impossible, I'll never reach it, I'm too old, I'm too young, I'm too poor, I'm too rich, whatever those thoughts may be, will start to dissipate. This is how you can measure that your level of consciousness is rising. And where is it rising to? So let's go back a little bit and let's look at this Hawkins Map of Consciousness one more time. Here it is. So you will slowly but surely rise from this willingness. And these are states that are going to be in your life more often and for longer periods of time. I'm not saying that this will be 24/7, but it will be there more and more often. So you'll be in a state. Acceptance is a very powerful state to be in because you finally lose the resistance. Okay, so here is where I'm at in my life right now. I accept this. It doesn't mean that I accept this as my reality moving forward. I can accept that this is what I have experienced so far. And then reason, love, joy. If you start moving in these levels of consciousness, you will set free a lot of inspiration, a lot of creativity, a lot of freedom. Because once again, it isn't just the action that you take. I could, like I've said before, I could direct 2 people to take the exact same action steps. And they will have vastly different results depending on who they are and what levels of consciousness they're at while they're taking those action steps. That's why I always say to people, if you have a dream, a vision, or something, don't start acting from impatience, from anger, from this almost violent state of motivation. Put yourself in a higher state first, in a creative state, in a receptive state, right? So here's the thing. You might, especially since we have a supportive wave of energy that's been here for a long time, but this wave is increasing. That's why the awakening is increasing so fast. And the madness, for those who are not willing to join the wave, the madness is also rising. But like I say, you can either simply stay in a reactionary observation mode and say, okay, I'm going to continue observing, I'm going to continue waiting for something outside here to help me, or I'm actually assuming this responsibility here. It is now September 17th, 2024. We have a few months left till the end of the year. I'm not saying that all that you ever desired, all your dreams, will be fully materialized by the end of the year, but I'm also not saying that they won't be. All I'm saying is if you start this today, you don't know how good it can get by the end of the year. But moving forward, if you keep going, if you keep setting aside those 20, 30 minutes a day that are for you, that are for your expansion, that are for your dreams and visions, your days will start look very differently. And guess what? This is not limited to the mornings. You can do it also, but the morning is really the most important one. It sets the energy for the day, but you can do it during the day. You can do breath work during the day. No judgment, no shame, no guilt. Some mornings will be amazing. Other mornings, they might not be so amazing. No worries. It's the same for all of us. Just keep showing up. Keep showing up. 15 days will create a shift. 30 days, bigger shift. 90 days. Wow. That's when things start getting really, really, really exciting. So the fastest way that we can help the collective, which all of us want to do on one level or another, is to once again become the best possible version of yourself. And also, don't limit your dreams or desires or purpose by fear. Some people, believe it or not, they have the purpose and they feel it deep in their hearts that they want to use one of their skills, their talents, to assist others. Now, here's what the field does. The field says, well, it's going to be much easier for you if you have $1 million. But then your mind says, oh my God, rich people are all corrupt and they're all bad and it spoils the character. And so all of a sudden you're in a mode of resistance. Screw that. Screw that. Listen, don't limit yourself on any level. Do you deserve it? Hell yes, you do. Do you give yourself permission? Well, that is up to you. It's up to you if you give yourself permission or not. I gave myself permission a long time ago. And when I feel limitations come through, I give myself permission to transcend them. The better it gets, the better it gets. Here's the last thing. Like I say, this might work pretty fast and pretty good. And the people around you might not join you, your family, your friends. You have to accept that. It doesn't make them better or worse. It doesn't make you better or worse, but don't let yourself be held back. Once you start the journey, walk it. Okay? Those who want to hold you back, that's not really a kind thing to do. So let yourself fly here, okay? And here's the last thing, which I would encourage you to do, especially for those first 15 days, if you want to. If you want to enhance this experience, I would encourage you to use the offer from our friends at FLFE for a 15-day, no strings attached free trial. And what the FLFE service does, which is one of the most important services in the world today, is it creates and maintains a high consciousness field of at least 550 on the Hawkins map. at your home or where you are if you choose the mobile service. So here's what I would actually encourage you to do. Go to highconsciousnessfield.com, start the free trial. Again, you won't need to give them your credit card. There's no subscription created. But once you do, you will get access to a portal. In that portal, you can turn the service on and off as you wish, and you can boost it. So during those 15 days, I would encourage you to play with it. Like before you start your morning practice, maybe activate the boost. Or on day 5, turn off the service and see how the experience is different. Now, this high consciousness field doesn't do the work for you, but everything that you do, the breath work or the meditations or the journaling, everything is enhanced because you're in the field. It's like you being at a sacred site while you're doing it. It feels different, right? So I would just encourage you to try it and see how it supports what you're doing here. Okay, so 15 days. Who is willing? And we put the entire protocol in the description so you can copy it. This is so simple that anyone can do it. We didn't want to pick a complicated meditation or anything like that. This is so simple that anyone can do it. Who's willing to commit to 15 days? At least 15 days. And I'm asking you, if you're not, what do you have to lose? 15 days of at least 20 minutes in the morning, a conscious practice. Almost all people that I have ever met who have had a significant impact or created something of significance or discovered something of significance. It doesn't have to be material. People who wrote books or people who helped others or whatever. Anyone I've ever met has a very conscious experience of their days, but especially a very conscious experience of their mornings, because they know that is what sets the energy for the day. This is it. It's very simple. This could be the start of something really big, something really amazing in your life. And I'll say this, it doesn't matter how many things you've tried before, or how many seminars or retreats you have gone to. Sometimes such a simple thing as this can have the greatest impact, because it doesn't require complicated acrobatics. It doesn't require a 17-step protocol that you forget how to follow. We believe in simplicity, and our greatest successes have always come from simplicity. So this is it for you. I would love to hear from you in the comments. So, bookmark this video, maybe come back every day. Let us know how it works for you in the comments. And let's talk again after 15 days and see where everybody stands, okay? All right, my friends, this was it for today. Very quick and easy and simple. I can't wait to hear what you guys are saying and how you're experiencing it. And if you have any questions, put them in the comments. We'll do our best to answer. Much love, many blessings. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and we'll talk to you all very, very soon. Now, you could be only a few clicks away from experiencing something amazing, something that has changed thousands of lives all over the world. I'm talking about a high consciousness field similar to those at pilgrimage sites and sacred places. It's where people go to heal, to connect, and to become the best possible version of themselves. With FLFE, you can bring such a high consciousness field into your home right now. It's a spiritual quantum technology based on the work of Nikola Tesla. Better sleep, more energy, greater well-being, improved finances, electrosmog mitigation. These are only some of the things people on the FLFE service are experiencing. Try it now for 15 days completely free of charge, no credit card needed. Just click on a link down below to start your free, no strings attached FLFE trial right now.